to talk to you about a spear gun I've built. I call the gun Few Tools because that's what I used to build it. Few tools. And my signature indicates I built it in 2008. I thought I was using the minimal number of tools that would do the job. And after I finished, I worked out a way I could have done it with a couple of less tools too. I must admit I did a cheat. Yeah, I did use a power drill for a couple of the holes. I built it out of pine and treated pine because that was softwood and it's a lot easier to work with hand tools. The pale stuff's off-the-shelf pine from Bunnings. The green stuff is treated pine. During the glue-up, I Spanish windlassed the lambs to a straight wooden form. I'm pretty sure I would have glued it with epoxy, West epoxy I'd say, and most likely it was finished with 2-pot 4-varnish polyurethane. I made the spear out of 316. Now 316 is a lot softer than most commercial spears, and I wouldn't be using it on big fish, but on the sort of fish this gun was going to work on, it was probably about right. And the 316 was about $100 cheaper than a fancier spear. The warhead was a pranger, and you need a heavy spear to push it, if not a stiff one. And I used a good old-fashioned undersea mech. They've stood the test of time. It had an open muzzle, but rather than using a pin or a stainless plate, I decided to use a wooden plate. I was initially worried it'd be a bit soft, but to the best of my knowledge, it's still working okay nowadays. The handle was also laminated out of normal pine and treated pine with a stripe down the middle. After I glued it to the stock, I reinforced the joint by drilling a hole down and inserting a dowel. To my eye, the completed gun turned out looking quite okay. So how does it work? Well, I didn't keep it all that long, but I did have a chance to give it first blood. King George whiting aren't the biggest of fish, but by gee, they're close to the tastiest. It moves on to a friend of mine, and he used it quite successfully to take snook. But that's long distance shots at rather narrow objects. Sort of suggests it was reasonably accurate.